And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 172 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. NCAA football, what we're going to talk about. You all right over there, brother?
Nope, but I'll figure it out for sure.
As you can see, man, it was college football playoff weekend, the inaugural kickoff of the semifinals. I'm sorry, of the play-ins of the 12-team playoff. We're going to talk about that. We got a few things we're going to talk about before that, though. Before that came out, some interesting news happened before bowl season really kicked off. I always remember like, follow, subscribe. A court. Well, boy, I got the Thor. Boy, I got the Thor mug. Viking. Pass me some more ale, winch.
Reggie don't have to go to work on Tuesdays. If y'all have not noticed, the pod be going crazy, man. He be doing whatever he want to. Now he telling. I'm not gonna say that. I support women. I'm a feminist. I'm not laughing.
That's fine. You don't have to.
What Reggie was speaking about is a court rule that JUCO athletes can compete for all 4 years, even after playing in a JUCO. Formally before you get your 2 years of junior college, and then you typically have 2 years left over. That's always been a big thing. It's more interesting because if you throw in like the medical red shirts, you could potentially be in college. I saw one of the guys had it worked out where you could be in college 11 years.
This is the end of whatever amateurism there is in college football. NIL didn't do it. Transfer portal didn't do it. Having somebody being able to play minimum 6 years, maximum 11 or 12 years, a 31-year-old college student playing football.
Van Wilder, or what was that? Is his name Chance McCormack, who plays for Miami, the tight end who's been playing?
Is in his 9th year. Yeah, he's trying to come back.
What do you think about it?
I hate it. I hate that. I hate it, but I understand it because it goes with the times. It goes with the NIL now. Now you don't have to go for people that peak out at college. You don't have to go pro no more. You literally can go to JUCO and you can just go to college, get an NIL deal, and play for 4 years, get your $3, $4, $5, $6 million, and ride off into the sunset doing something else.
I am very happy about that. I have been a proponent for a very long time of letting college athletes create generational wealth, because the people who work for the NCAA will create generational wealth for their families. And if they can do it, then I think the college students have to be able to do it. Now, I know that a lot of people that I've spoken to have been upset, and they're like, these people are going to be old. I understand that as the knee-jerk reaction, but I want you to also look at how that really works out. Notoriously, if you're looking at basketball, if you're not a one and done in this era, people start looking at, hey, what's wrong with you? You have guys who are afraid to go into their sophomore, juniors. A senior basketball player now sounds crazy. So I don't think that this really means anything for basketball. If you play 2 years of JUCO and then go play 4 years of college basketball, bro, the NBA is not calling you. You're going to go get a real job, or you're going to go play overseas, or maybe the G.
I'm going to say NBA Africa will.
Yeah,
NBA Europe.
But for those
Spanish
players,
league,
the elite players, you're not going to the NBA if you had to spend 2 years in JUCO. I'm sorry. Now, I'm sure that there will be one guy who will be the one off to prove me wrong, and congratulations in advance. But it's not a feasible or reasonable path. Same thing with football, other than the quarterback position. That's the only group of people where I could see that this be feasibly acceptable, reasonable, and have some benefit. I can go play 2 years of JUCO. I can go play 2 years at wherever I want to. And maybe for whatever reason, I end up playing 5 or 6 years. But you're going to have to be really good, and you're probably going to get drafted 5th or below and just have to make it. But you can stick in it. But if you're a receiver and you play 2 years of JUCO and 3 years in the SEC and you still can't get it, they're not calling you either. So harsh reality, but this is nice, but this really doesn't help pros.
It's not. I don't think this is designed for pros. Two things. It's not designed for pros. This is designed for you to be able to still be able to make enough money in the NCAA and the NCAA to make some money off of you too. 1, 2. The point about the quarterback is correct. You are seeing one thing we keep talking about on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, is that the lack of development of the quarterback. You're either good or you're not, and they're only going to give you 2 or 3 years, and then that's it. There's been a lot of this.
They'll give you 6 games like they did Bryce Young, try to cancel you, and then you'll be good. And they'll be like, oh, damn, my bad. I guess I'll shut up now.
There's a lot of disservice when it comes to quarterbacks that need development, like Anthony Richardson and all things. Not saying Anthony Richardson should go to college JUCO for 2 years. He's too good for JUCO. But what I'm saying is it does give you an avenue to develop a quarterback. And if you're a JUCO, hey, your head coach should be a quarterback's coach. That's who your head coach should be if you're a JUCO college. You should have a quarterback's coach that is there to develop quarterbacks and develop them in a pro style and or the new style, which is the read option system, so that they can then progress and matriculate to HBCU, Division II, FCS, FBS, whatever, and be able to get a bag while they still are young and still can. So if you're going to do that, use this as an opportunity for development is what I hope for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really the only thing here is, get some more time for quarterbacks to develop, which makes sense because quarterbacks do need to develop. But for the vast majority of you guys, this doesn't do anything for you. You can, and I think that was the biggest thing for me is I think we kind of made a mountain out of a molehill. This is a very, very outside of quarterback. I don't know where this is like a thing that could be good for you.
Offensive lineman play long. Those two, tackle, guard, center. But if you one of the skill positions or you any defense, they ain't about to draft no 27-year-old defensive end. You are a linebacker. You need to be a safety. Yeah. You need to be a safe fullback. Something like that. All right.
Get you a regular job like me and Reggie.
Hey, man, be a podcaster. Influencers. $530 billion out there in influence last year. Influencers.
Get any of them.
All right. Where we really wanted to go. College football playoff round 1 happened. Games were won. All games were won by at least 2 scores. Notre Dame beat Indiana. We'll get into the individual games and we'll break them down. And then once we talk about breaking them down, we'll then go into the quarterfinal preview. Notre Dame beat Indiana 27-17. Notre Dame beat Indiana 27-3. Indiana scored 2 times within the last 90 seconds of the game when, as you said on Saturday, the 12th graders were on the field. Nobody really was paying attention. It was never close. It was a blowout. Penn State beat SMU 38-10. Never close. Penn State's defense scored more than SMU's offense. Ohio State absolutely shat upon Tennessee. Shat upon them from the get-go. And then Texas pulled away from Clemson late. So the first round was just a first round of routes. What were you about to say?
No. I was just gonna figure out, you want to just hit them all like this, or you want to, go into each game and kind of.
Oh, we're gonna go into each game after this. After I get this off my chest.
Okay, cool.
Let me get this off my chest real quick. I want y'all to look to me in my eyes. I'm speaking to everybody that sings "Sweet Home Alabama" and everybody that loves to go home to Dixie. Alabama, Ole Miss, y'all gotta shut the fuck up. Y'all lost 3 games. I don't care if Indiana could have got beat 70-0. You didn't deserve to be there. You know why? because y'all lost to Vanderbilt, Alabama, because y'all lost to Tennessee. Tennessee got railroaded by Ohio State, right? Y'all lost to Tennessee. Then y'all went and lost to Oklahoma, who was 6-5, who was whatever, 5-6, 6-7, whatever they are. You have no legs to stand on. So for all y'all crying about the 12 best teams or whatever, you didn't beat you lost to teams that were unranked. So y'all got to shut the hell up. Ole Miss. I'm not using this I am using this as a shot to take to Florida. Y'all gave Florida all the confidence. Y'all literally are the reason that Florida just signed 5 4 or 5-star receivers. Y'all are the reason.
That boy Billy went down there and stooped down with worn down tools and said, hold on.
Billy beat the shit out of y'all. And then took that momentum and now is going to be
crazy.
So y'all know, and then y'all lost to Kentucky. Y'all gotta shut the hell up. We seen how the college football playoff committee did. They valued losses over wins. It didn't matter who you beat, it's really who you lost to. Indiana didn't lose to anybody but Ohio State. Y'all lost to some trash ass teams. Y'all gotta shut the fuck up. It is what it is. Be mad.
I disagree there. And this is the reason. Indiana sucks. We knew that they sucked. They were never going to be good. So a complete waste of our time. SMU, very similar. Terrible. Did not belong. Not one of the 12 best teams in college football. And y'all got the better picks. I think of the teams that were available, Notre Dame and Penn State were 2 of the better picks. So, number one, strength of schedule has got to be a thing, or you're going to ruin college football. You're going to 100% ruin it if you don't make it a thing.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
There is going to have to be some type of reseeding process here. And I know the BCS is going to be like, oh, funny story. But this was unacceptable. You can also throw Clemson in there. Clemson has 3 SEC. This is Clemson's 3rd SEC loss. So, I mean, I think that some of the teams that Alabama and Ole Miss lost to, I think the Indiana SMU lose to 100%. Say what you want to about Vanderbilt. I think the Vanderbilt makes Indiana and SMU sweat. Hell, I think Georgia Tech makes Indiana and SMU sweat, honestly. And I think that Miami's better than Indiana and SMU.
SMU Miami's beat Georgia Tech this year. If they played them. They may not have played them. But if they did play, they won. SMU only lost to BYU.
They schedule weak.
It was weak. But at the same time, bro, this is what y'all wanted. Y'all didn't want the BCS. You didn't want 4 teams, and you jumped to 12. Y'all got to shut the hell up. You can go and bring back the BCS. You can bring the BCS back. You can bring the BCS back and say, we'll use the BCS to do the seeding. To me, that's my answer to this. You have the champions, the conference champions, and once you have the conference champions, you use the BCS to bring in the at-large and bring in the conference and bring in the actual seeding. Once you do that, you've now combined the algorithm and the computers along with the college football playoff committee. That's the only way that this can work.
This for sure ain't it for a myriad of reasons. So let me tell you, this will never be it.
But you allowed it to go this way though. You allowed the Big Ten to have 16 teams and the SEC to have 6. This is going to be the Big Ten SEC Invitational. There will be no Pac-2. The ACC is never going to get anybody else in because they got mud holes stomped. And don't mess around and let it's basically, what is this? Don't let Georgia beat Notre Dame. Then it's just Big Ten and SEC. Everybody else is a placeholder.
That's what this is. Let's be real. Let's not make it anything that it is.
Well, then stop complaining. It is what it is. Either you're going to complain because you gave everybody else an opportunity, or you're going to complain because you only allowed for 2 conferences to dominate the rest of college football. Either way, you screwed. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Oh, it's about to be the same thing in basketball. So you mad now? Stay mad.
Well, you got ACC. The ACC will be able to to weather the storm of basketball.
But the Big Ten won't. That's what I'm talking about.
Shit. Big Ten got Indiana? I don't know. Okay. But either way, y'all got to shut the hell up down there in Mason-Dixon line. Shut the hell up. Be prepared to play next year. Don't criticize people from the couch. Hey, I had to shut up. Y'all told me to shut the hell up last year. My team lost one game in 3 years. Y'all told me shut the hell up because we lost SEC championship. You can't get in. Y'all told me shut the hell up. Even though Georgia clearly was the best team in the nation last year. Clearly. They were better than Michigan. They were better than Washington, better than Texas. And if they played Alabama again, I say it again, we'll probably beat Alabama.
Hey, SMU, if you don't get any more calls, don't be mad. Indiana, if they don't hit your line, do not be mad. You went there. You got in the bed. Got good and drunk. Took all your clothes off and shat in the bed, my dog. Ain't no help for you. And pray for your recruiting class. You better hope they can hold it in the road.
Not even recruiting class. You better hope they can hold the players you got. Transfer portal.
Oh, because we can't do it here. We do not have the capacity. We do not have the capacity. That boy got whooped from the beginning to the end with the lower end. Boy, had you really let somebody get had y'all got to SEC school? They might have made y'all quit.
So this game started. Let's jump to Notre Dame. We'll go individual now. We got Notre Dame versus Indiana. Signetti was out there talking big trash. We beat the shit out of top 25 teams. He said it to the other coach's face. On pregame, he ended up winning the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year award. They were going to congratulations to that also, because while you did get mud hole stomped and you got ran through, to be a first year head coach at Indiana and bring basically your best players from JMU and have JMU get to the playoff, whether you believe they got there or not, to be even in the mix is very, very impressive. Very impressive. So, as he said, y'all didn't think of us as a football school. Hell, they best alum in the last 10 years was Michael Penix Jr., and he left, went to Washington.
Right. Get right on out of there.
So, shout out to Signetti. At the same time, though.
Hey, you need to find a happy medium. You talking about you stopped the look at that. That's what the score really was, 27-3.
The score was 27-3 for those. With 1 minute and 35 seconds left in the game, the score is 27-3.
Yeah. You got monkey stomp, and that's just what happened to you. And well-deserved, because you talk crazy. Now, I also understand being who you are. It don't matter. I wasn't supposed to be here in the first place. So if I want to talk crazy, I'm more than welcome to talk as crazy as I want to.
And I gotta instill confidence in my team too. Because they knew.
Sure. Just know you also gonna get these jokes. And as you see right here, they have total fraud calling. And they have the score in the top. Notre Dame 27-3. Scroll to the right. I think this is where they actually give us some facts. It is Indiana versus ranked teams this year. They were outscored 32-65. They're 0-2. Indiana against non-ranked opponents this year. 505 points to 138, 11-0, and their best win was against 75.
And that's the shout out. They need to send Michigan a fruit basket because that's why they got in. With Michigan beating Ohio State and them beating Michigan, and that's why they got in. That's why they got in. I forgot they beat Michigan. That's why Indiana got in. That's why they got in.
Your best win beating Michigan is also super egregious.
Now, when Michigan beats Ohio State, that's Ohio State's worst loss.
Worst loss and best win is different. To me. The best. Anybody can be had on a day. But when you played somebody for real, you got whooped. And you said you stomp people out, which you just don't. And he actually went on to say that he thinks that a lot of the reason he wasn't ready was because of the teams that he played, which is convenient to say afterwards.
Say that again. He said what?
He said that their competition wasn't up to par.
Oh, well, sir, that ain't no. You now, Signetti, you can't go on there and say we beat top 25 teams, do all that, and then come out there backing up talking about, well, we ain't play nobody, so we weren't tested. You played Ohio State. Ohio State dog walked y'all. You know what it's like to get dog walked. They ain't forget that. And Notre Dame ain't did. And the thing is, even the way that this game went, Notre Dame did nothing special. They ain't run no trick plays. They just ran the ball to the left side of the line for a 98-yard touchdown. And once they figured out they could get a 98-yard touchdown, they just kept running the ball to the left. Whole game. To the left, to the right, slant. To the left, to the right, slant. Line dance, break it down. Crisscross. They was out there doing the electric slide and the Cupid shuffle on y'all. Cooking y'all.
To the left, to the left, to the right, to the... Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys suck. I'm not going to put it any other way. You guys are not a good football team. You playing a weak-ass conference, and you leaned on the everlasting. Congratulations on being in a bad conference. That's all I'm going to... That's your season in a nutshell to me. Nothing says that you guys are even... Nothing says you're a good football team. You played a weak schedule, and you did what you did against a weak schedule. I'm not impressed.
Not impressed part 2. Penn State, SMU. SMU looked like they just were scared. They had
like
3
a USA team.
They threw 2 pick sixes in the first quarter, 3 interceptions total, fumbled. They had 5 turnovers, I think, in the first half, 4 or 5 turnovers in the first half. It was 21-0 in the first 5 minutes of the game. 5-10 minutes of the game is 21-0. I don't care what Penn State does. They could have punted the ball. You weren't going to beat them once they got 21-0. You weren't SMU. And I held out hope. I put in the group, hey, maybe because SMU scores a lot of points that they could come back. You know what they did after I said that? They threw a pick 6. I said, oh, well, it's over with.
Yeah, and shout out to Reggie. I won 2 6-packs this week. Everything he picked was...
I picked Clemson.
Yep. And the Texans.
Hollywood. We'll get there. Hollywood kicked y'all. Shout out to Tank Dell, man. They were playing well till he got hurt. And that was that. But yeah, man, frauds. ACC, it's ugly.
And we knew this. When y'all went to 12, we said 8. Might be 10. 10 might be it. But 12 is going to have this every year. The 11th and 12th teams need to be seeded properly. So when they get stomped out, it can just be like, hey, stomp them on out. Let's get on to the next.
Yeah. I think Penn State, Penn State, and no matter what y'all feel about the games and the score, we all know that money is what really runs this. Before today, the college football playoffs attendance record was 96,000, set at the Rose Bowl. Penn State won its first playoff game, and they had 106,000 on campus in the game for this, and that was the record until Texas played, and they had 108. So it's the money. Whether y'all feel some type of way or not, they just made all the money in the world off of this. This ain't gonna change. It's not gonna change. Y'all think it's gonna change? Yeah. It ain't gonna change.
And the fact that those college stadiums have they have stadiums big enough to hold 106,000 plus. They'll keep running that back. That's not going to change.
At $500 a ticket, absolutely, absolutely. I made $5-10 million off of. I made $50 million just off ticket sales. Not even the contracts. And they get bonus money. The athletic departments get bonus money for going.
And then you didn't have to spend a whole lot of money in travel and all the rest of that. Oh, that's just money right into your pocket.
Mm-hmm. That NIL going to be crazy. Yeah. So Penn State crushes SMU. And by far, which we kind of knew what the best game was going to be. we knew the best game was going to be Texas versus Clemson. The Burnt Orange Bowl is what, or the Orange Bowl is what I called it. Burnt Orange versus
that the Orange Bowl.
The orange, burnt orange versus
the Burnt Orange Bowl. You can really call it the Bagger Bowl.
The MAGA Bowl. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, Dabo and Matthew McConaughey.
You read? You knew what that was there.
Two of the more punchable people on TV. Matthew McConaughey and Dabo Swinney met at midfield before the game, and this picture for the audio experience is exactly what you would think of when you see when I say that Matthew McConaughey and Dabo Swinney. Dabo, full trucker hat, Clemson sweatshirt. Matthew McConaughey, full Texas hat with the leather jacket.
Y'all know what Matthew McConaughey has on because he always has his outfit on. This is Matthew McConaughey's football / I'ma holler at your mama later outfit. And I think that he's having a wonderful time being an ambassador. Yes. Boy, if you get McConaughey in Kingsbury and some 40-year-old women, you gonna lose now. You're gonna
get a scholarship though.
Yeah. That's not all that's gonna be given out, but
and a brother
conversation
or a sister.
Or just a lot of text messages late at night.
Okay, back on it. So you had Clemson versus Texas. Texas won 38-24. They pulled away late. Clemson actually this was the better game of it because Clemson made it a game. They started out rough, and they ended up cutting it down to one score, and then they got a goal line stand because Dabo Swinney and his offensive coordinator don't know how to draw up goal line plays. On 4th and goal, they ran a read option from the 1-inch line.
Well, what is our real expectation of Clemson?
Trevor Lawrence to be able to well, they won a championship with Trevor Lawrence, but to be able to run the ball. Any expectation I have of any football team is to be able to get an inch. You should be able to run into the end zone. That's what you should be able to do.
No, you can't do it. The Texas defensive line is probably Georgia and Texas defensive lines are the best defensive lines still sticking around. You might not be able to get that 1 inch that you need. I think that you might be better off trying to uncharacteristically pass the ball or do something else. That's the team I would get cute with before I would just try to line up.
I agree. I would not have run the read option. I would have if you have a running quarterback that can throw in Cade Klubnik, who's actually hadn't been playing too badly the whole game. He didn't play bad. I would at least put the ball in his hand and give him the option to run. Right? You can run around because the line of scrimmage is the literal goal line. So I can do whatever I want to behind there with a running quarter. I can run. I can Tim Tebow jump pass. I can do whatever I need to do.
Stumble pass. Hell, do something.
But just the read option and to run into big 6'6", 6'5", and 6'6" defensive tackles.
Good.
Ain't gonna work.
Good. That's ACC football.
Stupid. So Texas, and then they got Blue back. So they got my boy Blue. The running back Blue, who had been hurt, he came back and he ended up sealing the game with a 78-yard touchdown run.
Digital.
And his speed is crazy.
No fumbles.
So, nope.
That was it. Not at all. With him was the fumbles, and if he ain't fumble, y'all ain't gonna stumble.
Jaden Blue 107. Yeah. Good.
Total yards, 14 carries, 2 total touchdowns. That is ball control. That is big plays, and that is scoring drives. Everything that you want from an offense and everything that you don't want from a defense.
Yep. Yeah, we played well. And again, Clemson. Now, if y'all don't get a call next year, y'all got destroyed by Georgia. Y'all got beat by South Carolina, and y'all got mollywopped by Texas. You're 0-3 against the SEC this year.
But you don't deserve it. We're tired of you, and you're a scam. The best thing that you had was Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson. And I hate to say it, Watson was only good for a little bit of time in the NFL, and Trevor Lawrence stinks.
Well, I mean, you can't. I don't like when you do that. You can't take somebody from college and what they did in college and then say, well, they suck in the NFL, so this program in college sucks. No,
No,
you're just an NFL quarter. You're just a college quarterback.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But what I'm saying is that's what they lean on, and overall, it's
Yeah, they
just
were.
there.
Go ahead.
That's it for them. I think that those two came and went. Those are two blips on the Clemson lifetime thing, and you need to make them presidents and ambassadors because that's is gonna be as good as it gets, in my humble opinion.
But you talking about the players?
I'm talking about Clemson in the future. I bet you Dabo will hop his ass in the portal now.
He's already been in the portal. He got a quarterback. He already been in the portal.
Better
But
get back in there again.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, as you said before, even if he didn't want to get in the portal, somebody tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, you better do something." And if you gonna put, the response is, if I'm Dabo, all right, I'm gonna jump in the portal. Y'all better get that NIL ready. Y'all better get it ready. You better be here on top.
He said that too. He said, "Oh yeah, Clemson's getting ready some money now." Well, we gonna see.
Yep. And then of course, the shocking blowout. Everybody thought that this game was going to be a good game. Ohio State coming off of a loss to Michigan and all of that. Ohio State coming off a loss to Michigan. We'll talk about you see it. Tennessee. Oh, in the JBP group, talking about Drake and Ack and all of them. Tennessee. Tennessee coming back, having a decent year, saying that they're back, beating Alabama again, almost beat Georgia. You know, I think they went 10-2 this year. Tennessee was supposed to give Ohio State a game. Ohio State was supposed to be a wounded animal. Well, let me tell you, sometimes the most dangerous animal is a wounded animal. Ohio State came out pissed off. They came out frustrated. They came out saying, we heard you, and they put up 21 points in 10 minutes and were off to the races and won 42-17 over Tennessee. Not only did they win 42-17, Ryan Day and Chip Kelly somebody came and said, hey, just throw the ball to Jeremiah Smith. I don't need you to do nothing else. All that cute crap y'all be doing, look, throw the ball to Jeremiah Smith and run the ball with your two running backs. And that's exactly what Ohio State did the entire game. Two receiving touchdowns, 6 catches, 103 yards.
It's amazing how when you don't do stupid things, life is easy for you. Let that be a message to all of y'all across the entire world. Be smart.
Don't make things complicated.
I want to give Brian Hartline another just moment here of respect. Conceptually, you continue to we just watched Njigba play his ass off. You just put Marvin Harrison Jr. in the pros. Jeremiah Smith, he might be the best player in college football right now.
He looks like Julio. When I remember Julio playing at Alabama, this is what he was doing. Catching the ball, holding people away with one arm, running them over, looking at you, scoring, not talking to nobody. Like, he's just a bully. He's a bully.
Murdering you. And, and I love Ted McMillan at Arizona. I don't think he's better than Jeremiah Smith, though. I think Jeremiah Smith is supposed to be playing.
He's 17.
He's supposed to be playing high school right now.
Him and Ryan Williams. Both them two. Them two look crazy. Them two. And there's another dude that's a freshman. I forgot about him at Auburn. He had a great year at Auburn. Auburn just sucks. And that Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams were so good.
I might be. Hey, Panthers. I'll give y'all my first round pick this year. Y'all give me your first round pick next year.
He'll only be a sophomore. You got to play 3 years.
Oh, my God.
You have to be 3 years removed from your senior year of high school to go into the draft. Larry Fitzgerald was able to do it because he went to a prep school. He went to prep school, then he went and became a freshman, then he played a sophomore, and he came out after a sophomore year.
I don't really like letting the young guys play with adults, but these two, let them go.
Yeah, boy.
Let them get on out there.
So the first round, to sum that all up, the first round, the North, forgot about that. And Ohio State popping shit now. You know me, I'm big on humility. Now, Ohio State quarterback Will Howard, heard y'all talking about him. He said, when people ask you what happened here, tell them the North remembers. Tell them winter came for the Volunteers. Quoting to the Game of Thrones. So I like it. You talking a lot of trash, Will. Y'all got a game next week though, bro. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, this is cool for now, but yeah, you got smoke on the horizon.
Big smoke. Big smoke. Now, and you were the reason y'all lost that game.
You do all that talking about the North, and when Oregon show up and say, hey, remember West Coast Productions did this to you, then don't say nothing.
Oregon up there in the snow too now. They the White Walkers now. They gonna come out with all icy white. Watch them come out with the icy white uniforms just because you want to say that. Because they got the money to do it.
You haven't seen the Oregon Rose Bowl? Oh yeah, you know it. You know it.
Oh, there it is. Yep, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's talk about the quarterfinals. You have Georgia versus Notre Dame. No Carson Beck. Carson Beck had surgery on his elbow. He is out for the remainder of the college football playoffs because he eventually is going to have to throw and show that he is able to participate in the combine to go pro. So you got Georgia versus Notre Dame in the this is funny to me, and it's a shot at the Saints. The old Mercedes Dome, the Caesar Superdome now. We took that right up off y'all and brought that to Atlanta. They will play the Sugar Bowl there in the Caesar Superdome. You remember the New Orleans Superdome used to be called the Mercedes Dome. Mercedes-Benz Superdome is no longer there. They came to another place. They upgraded, came to Atlanta. Been a lot of talking heads. Already saying that Notre Dame is going to smoke Georgia. A lot of them, of all creed and color.
That's the reason I put that right in the group too.
I said, oh, okay. I said,
I knew he was going to take offense to that. I said,
oh, okay. I wasn't going to take offense. I mean, Notre Dame looked good. What I've tried to do, I'm trying to be better and not being prisoner of the moment. They are part of the prisoner of the moment. What I will say is that Notre Dame's strength is Georgia's strength. Notre Dame's run offense is Georgia's run defense are the strength. Georgia has had 2 games where the running back went crazy. And it wasn't even the running back. It was Georgia Tech and the quarterback. And it was, that may be it, because they held Texas in check. It was one more game where the running back went crazy. Tennessee, who should have been in the Heisman Trophy finals, if you want to be honest. Tennessee. So you had 2 games. Other than that, Georgia's defense, who is now healthy, by the way. Defensive line is now healthy, by the way. You are going to play against a team whose strength is stopping the run and getting pressure on the quarterback.
But this is the other part is their defense. When it runs hot, the only thing you can do is run away. I've seen Georgia's defense be better, be more influential than the opposing team's offense, its own offense, and the opposition's defense. Georgia's defense just said, hey, I'm just going to just control this entire game. Y'all just shut up and watch. And I saw them do it. Can they do it like they did a couple years ago? No, they're not that team anymore either. But if they show up and decide to cause hell on New Year's Day, Notre Dame. Marcus, I'm happy you paid, and I'm happy you work for a place where they don't have to disclose how much money you made.
Yeah. I will say Notre Dame, I still think does have the edge, and I can see why people are picking them at 55% to 60% of the people are picking them. Carson Beck is out. We talked about it earlier. You got Gunnar Stockton, who's made 0 starts. This is his first start in college. Now, he did play Texas in the SEC championship game. I always say once you get the shit knocked out of you one good time, it's all about playing football. All the nerves get knocked out of you. Well, he got knocked out so hard against Texas, his eyes rolled back up in his head, and I thought his leg was about to fall off. But he hopped right back up. What you going to see And what I said to somebody and who think they know football but don't know football is Gunnar Stockton is more like a mixture of Aaron Murray and Stetson Bennett. He is very athletic. He's very athletic. He can run, and he has the thing that's different between him and Stetson Bennett is he got a big arm. He can throw the ball. And you saw in the SEC game when they took away the reading part and they just told you to throw it to him. He can throw the ball, and he can run. Now, as long as he don't turn the ball over, because that's what SMU did. Not SMU. That's what Indiana did. Indiana, every time they got in the red zone, they threw a pick or fumble. Every time. As long as he don't turn the ball over, and Georgia's more equipped to run the ball on offense. All them running backs healthy, every single one. It's 4 of them now.
And the demon is back.
Trevor Etienne.
I won't say his name. Man, I didn't ask you to say his name, Reginald. Nobody asked you for that. I don't even when I don't like people, I don't say their name. I don't want to be considered talk about nobody. So when I just be like, nope, I don't know who you're talking about. No need for you to say his name. But I'm gonna tell you, I know he was one of the best players on my team. He gonna make y'all have nightmare. Good luck.
And then we still got Nate Fraser, and we got Roderick Robinson back. And y'all don't understand that Roderick Robinson is 6'3", 255-pound running back. And he's just waiting his turn. He's just sitting back there waiting his turn. And I'm telling you, Georgia got healthy they're getting healthy at the right time outside of the quarterback on defense. Man, this is going to be now you talking about some hitting. This is going to be some hitting. This is going to be some real football. In the court, well, they're going to be in the Sugar Bowl, they're going to be inside. But Notre Dame, Georgia, they're going to be hitting each other the whole game. And I'm going with Georgia. We ain't got to have no Saturday morning live. Y'all know I'm going with Georgia. But it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun game.
For who?
Everybody involved. Everybody involved.
All right.
It's 2 unproven quarterbacks. Both of y'all gonna have to show me that you can beat me with your arm. Pause, if necessary.
Yeah, you definitely. That's necessary.
All right, moving on.
Because you're gonna need it too. Because the house will be sent
every time. Engage 11, engage 8, engage 11, engage 8. Yeah, I would blitz. Next up, Rose Bowl rematch of the Big 10 game of the year, because the championship game was Oregon versus Penn State. Oregon, who is everybody thinks is clearly the best team in the nation. It's very difficult for me to argue against that.
Until proven otherwise, whether you believe it or not, you have to let them.
You got to beat them. They beat Ohio State. They beat Penn State. They done beat everybody.
Got to beat the man to beat the man. Got to beat the man to be the man.
So you got Oregon and Ohio State in the Rose Bowl 5 p.m. on January 1st. The thing about Oregon is I don't really know nothing about them. Like, I know about them. I know about, Dylan Gabriel, and I know about that team as a whole. But they don't have one, last year or the year before they had Christian Gonzalez, right? Or no, he was at Arizona. No, he was at Oregon. They don't have any
Christian Gonzalez.
They don't have anybody to stand out. There's no standout player on that team. There's nobody that you could talk.
Good. That is the better thing about that and not being a top heavy team is, hey, we're just a good team across the board. So you can't really zero in on one person to take out or one side, one thing. If I stop this, then I got a chance to really win. If you stop Georgia's running game with their current setup, they can be had. Now,
yeah, them receivers got buttery hands, boy. Ooh, they terrible.
That's a tall order. But if you can do it, then you can beat them.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon is like, hey, I just need to just don't get beat. And you're playing against a guy who's played a lot of football. Yeah. He's new Bo Nix. And, we get closer and closer. We're probably going to end up having the name Bo Nix Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, especially now, development at quarterback position means the world. And remember, y'all lost to them on a slide. So
yeah, he just didn't. Yeah, it's not like they blew him out. And they're going to be revenge-minded. And Jeremiah Smith, I don't know. That's why I said about Oregon, I don't know who. I don't know if they have a DB that can just be like, go follow Jeremiah Smith. No, you don't. There's Georgia at least got two or three corners that can, slow him down. I don't know nothing. And that might be SEC bias. That might be geography bias. I don't know who's who. Shout out to the Cowboys. Appreciate it. Yeah, y'all did help us out.
Boys.
Hey,
Look at them boys.
You definitely did help us out, Cowboys. Make sure you come back after we about to wrap up this college football segment. We're going to go talk about the NFL in a couple minutes. Stay tuned. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Appreciate you for tuning in. But back to Oregon versus OSU. Oregon, I don't know how they stop Jeremiah Smith. Now, Chip Kelly could trick himself off. He's done it his whole career. Him and Ryan Day, woo. So that's going to be interesting. Now, this may be the best game of the week, just because you think Ashton Jensen going to go off with Boise State against Penn State?
I'm uncertain. Penn State, I don't trust them. It's nothing I really love about this team.
Oh, they got
but I will say Ashton Jeanty has played a lighter schedule, but he's put up video game numbers.
He played Oregon, right?
Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, but what I'm saying is this is one of their good team tests. I would like to see him be dominant in this. I don't know if Boise can beat Penn State. James Franklin, this is a game once again. You're Penn State. This is Boise State. You have to win this game. You're in a very unfortunate situation because you're technically the underdog. Are they the underdog?
No. Who, Boise State?
No,
yeah.
Penn State.
Penn State is not the underdog.
But they're the low seed. See, this is the reason that I don't like this. Because everybody knows that Penn State should be and is the favorite. So they
are the favorite. But it don't matter.
James Franklin, don't lose this game. Ashton Jeanty, see if you can go for like 400, bro.
Honestly, I want Ashton Jeanty to do well, but this is the equivalent of you about to get jumped. Because Penn State got a lot of good players on defense. You about to get jumped.
But this is also your opportunity to prove that, hey, I am who I said I am, and none of y'all can deal with me. And this could probably get you into, if you have a good game against Penn State, and if y'all win, this gets you into the upper half of the first round, I think.
Oh yeah, if he has a breakout game here, first off, because he already feels like he should have won the Heisman, and if he can go out there and prove it in the college football playoff, Dallas will be calling immediate.
Well, the Chargers gonna be interested too, but I guess Dallas will get to him first.
Yeah,
it's gonna be somebody else. But yeah, you can get to that top half if you go here and do it.
And there's another team that got a good running back in Cam Scatterboo, but let me tell you, this is similar to it. Texas gonna beat the dog shit out of Arizona State.
You better.
Y'all better not lose to Arizona State, Texas, and if what's his name, Cornelius, start tricking the game off, you need to put in Arch Manning. Go ahead and put him in the game. He's already said that he can run. You already seen that he can run. He can throw. He's made great passes and everything. Y'all better beat Arizona State. Y'all can't let Arizona State come from the Big 12 and beat y'all after y'all left the Big 12, came to the SEC. You can't have it.
That is unacceptable. But I think they get it done. I think that Texas understands the importance of this game. I think they're uniquely positioned to understand the importance of this game. This is the game that does it for them. So yeah, I think that
does it for who? No, they're expected to win this game. The game that does it for them is if they beat Oregon or Ohio State. That's the game. Because then and what would validate Texas's season is that they make it to the championship, and what would make them better and validate them winning the championship is they would have beat Georgia. That would validate it.
That would.
You'd have to beat Clemson, then you would beat Ohio State or Oregon, then you would have to beat Georgia. That ain't nobody can say nothing to you then. Ain't nothing you can say.
And who gonna say it? I punch all of y'all in the face. I'm rooting for Texas. I honestly want to see Texas win the whole thing. I think that as much as I do, have a little bit of SEC bias, I also think it's fantastic to see somebody walk in. You know what the kids say these days. Came in your trap, took over your trap. So I would love to see them kind of come into the SEC and
they rigged the trap though. They ain't really playing no crazy schedule.
Yeah, but you gonna get it now. Whatever happened in the regular season happened in the regular season. There is no way that they get to the championship and win the championship and anybody has anything to say to them.
Not the way that it was seeded. You can't. Now, but with that being said, I went back and looked at a little bit of Arizona State. Now, y'all better come and play now, because Arizona State like to hit you in the mouth. They don't really spread the ball out and throw the ball 100 times a game. They want to give it to Scatterboo, who feels like he's the best running back in the nation. And I think that they'll be able to hang with Texas for quarter and a half, 2 quarters. I think as long as Sarkisian doesn't outthink himself, I think that Arizona State just doesn't have the talent to stick up to Texas. Not this year. And if Texas win it all, you say you want to win it all. I mean, they got money now. That'd be the end of football. They're just gonna buy everything.
I mean, ain't that what's happening in baseball anyway?
In baseball? Oh well, yeah. And you hate baseball. you hate it. You want to talk about your Gators? You can lead this one. Talk about your Gators.
Jeez. So I did watch the entire game.
They beat Tulane, right?
We beat Tulane.
Record-setting running back at 450 pounds.
Yeah, they want him to score bad too. They ended up letting the white running back score though. I forgot his name, Shapiro or something. They got him one though. This is and that's not his name. It's something like that though.
That boy just picked the white name out the air.
No, because when he scored, I was like, oh, I know what you're doing. This guy don't score a lot. You're trying to get him his touchdown, and I'm happy about that.
And get that donorship money.
Yeah. But for me, this is why you don't put these other teams against SEC teams. And this is where the SEC bias is real, but it's real for a reason. Florida is realistically a lower tier SEC school right now, even though they went 5-1, 6-1 when DJ Lagway finally played. Just not a very good team overall for the entire season. I think they put a good second half of football together, but the first half was just not good enough, even though they played against a bunch of good teams. But this Tulane, they were not prepared for this. They went along for the ride of their life and could barely hang on. And this is where I get frustrated about everybody saying, oh, the SEC is not that good, not that good. Yo, Tulane would have struggled with damn near anybody in the SEC the way they looked.
Well, I mean, again, it's also hard for you to say that with bowl games. Tulane lost their quarterback. They lost like 3 or 4 players to the portal. Because remember, you got to choose between staying with your team or going into the portal. Staying with your team and missing your spot or going into the portal.
Oh, his name was Rubio. Rubio was it, not Shapiro. Rubio, excuse me. So I wasn't far.
You were actually very far.
I guess you're kind of right. But they just weren't ready. Florida's a better team. The defense was better. The offense was better. And I mean, I don't want to hear about anybody losing their quarterback. Florida lost their quarterback. That was the best thing that happened to Florida all year was Graham Mertz got hurt. So yeah, starting quarterback goes on. Well, congratulations. Ours is too. And our coach was on the hottest seat ever.
No, I'm not gonna let you get that off. No. Because everybody knew DJ Lagway was better than Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz shouldn't have been starting. Nobody said that.
I'm uniquely qualified to tell you that there is one person in particular who did not know that Graham Mertz wasn't better than DJ Lagway. And you want to know who that is? That's my head coach.
That's fair. That's fair. But we all
That's
knew it.
my head coach. We did not. If the head coach didn't know, then nobody. No. But this was just a good old-fashioned ass whooping. They scored 8 points at the very end of the game when the 12th graders got in the game. Tulane is not prepared to play against teams like Florida, and this 450-pound running back was great. It was fantastic. Katie Daniels, number 21. And I love it because my brother used to wear number 21. And it's hilarious that he used to be a safety, and this dude is a D tackle, but he is a monster. And you're making real-life decisions. Even if you decide to tackle him at any point,
Who's going to be at the bottom of the pile? Like you just gonna have to carry me to the end zone. I'm gonna jump on I'm jumping on the back. I'm not. No. Ole, 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 ole. I ain't about to be out there. You crazy hell.
I'm living to play tomorrow, big dog.
Man, I'm living
to fight another day.
Now I will say Norwood has been trying to get Billy fired for 2 years now. I told you Billy wasn't going to be fired. I told you everything I said came true. Literally everything. He's going to win just enough for you to not fire him. He's going to get blown out against. We knew he was going to get blown out against Texas. I said he's going to win 1 or 2 of the last games, the Ole Miss, the LSU, and the Georgia, and there was another game that y'all played, maybe Tennessee or something like that. I told y'all was going to win them 1 or 2 of those games. You won 2 of those games. Now, because DJ Lagway looked so good, Billy may have brought in the best receiving class in Florida recruiting history.
I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but it's one of them.
Rating-wise, Florida is the only school to have 3 top 100 receivers in this class. Vernell Brown, number 34 receiver, Dallas Wilson, who decommitted from Oregon to come to Florida.
Dapping him up at the game. I said, oh, wait, why are they watching? There's cameras everywhere watching everybody.
Yeah, Nashawn Montgomery. And they actually got 2 more. Like, after this graphic came out, they got 2 more. Like, and I said this, and I told you, I said, Florida, Billy Napier is going to get a hell of a recruiting class because I've seen this. Georgia had the number 1 recruiting class, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 3, number 4, number 3, number 4, number 5. And then we get into the games and we run bubble screens, or we ran the Georgia version of the Billy bubble screen was the Georgia sweep, the toss left to the weak side of the field. We did it all the time, and all Nick Saban did was just like, okay, I'm just going to overload that side, and it didn't matter.
Now, I do think that, and I've seen it to a certain degree with Billy, he's done better with play calling. I think that Lagway's ability to do 2 things really well should save us, at least stem the tide. He has the nastiest stiff arm. Like, when a defensive lineman is pursuing him, he gonna get you out of there. That stiff arm is gonna get you every time. And he still has a cannon. Cannon.
It'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting next year. It's hard to say how good they're going to be. You can't really, that's the thing about the NIL and the transfer portal. You can't predict anything until you know where everybody is. So I'm not going to say whether Florida is going to be good. I'm not going to say whether Florida is going to be bad. I'm not going to say whether they're going to be Georgia or anything. On paper, from what we see now, they have made a major come up. They should definitely challenge Tennessee. They should definitely challenge Tennessee next year.
Who's going to lose their quarterback? So, yeah, that's the other part. There will
Who's
be
going to lose their quarterback?
Amaliva, you think he's staying?
Yeah. They got paid $8 million. Better
get on out of there.
This is a contract now. This is a contract now. That means you got to get the money back. You sign a contract. Unless they tell you need to get into the portal, you had to. I mean, I'm sure you can figure it out. You got an agent now, and they got I forgot what they call them. They're basically general managers of the football program now. So I mean, they have those. So I'm sure they can figure out a way. But I wouldn't leave if I were him. They got a good recruiting class of receivers too now. So Billy out there now. We want to bring this up.
I have to say this. Billy has done a really good job for the last 6 weeks.
Which I told you was going to happen.
that doesn't delete me or make me like Men in Black flashy thing, forget who you are. But I'm also gonna give credit where credit is due. You've done a really good job lately, and I don't have another answer for that. A lot of it I wish you didn't, but you have, and I guess we're gonna rock with that for a little bit longer.
Yep. Now Florida did lose edge Quincy Ivory. He committed to Jackson State. If I'm not mistaken, Jackson State has either a coach or a player that's there named Callie James. And there is a connection between Florida and Jackson State. And I'm sure that was helped and fostered or at least improved by Coach Prime as well. So shout out to Jackson State. Keep bringing in them commits because, I mean, they are rolling down there.
Yeah, and I have no issues with you leaving Florida going to Jackson State. Everybody can't stay there, and I know, especially what Billy's doing right now.
Now that is interesting because y'all lost the other dude too, the other defensive end / linebacker,
Yeah.
the white dude
Brent,
who said basically y'all need to the one that said y'all need to pay me.
I mean, he can go to hell. I can see his face right now, but I can't think him.
Jeez.
You went to LSU, and we beat LSU. You're just going for the money.
Yes.
And okay,
that's where we are.
If that's what you're doing, just when we beat you, that's all I'm here. Pyburn, that's his name. I could not. And you do that all the time. As soon as you say somebody's name, it immediately deletes from my mind.
I never know that. I never say the name because I don't remember their name.
All right, congratulations, bro. You're in the playoffs.
That wasn't. See, look at you. You sensitive. That wasn't a shot. I'm talking about in general.
I'm sensitive. I am sensitive. This cut is new. I'm still bleeding. I need Neosporin and a Band-Aid.
Is it new? When last time y'all been good?
Falcons.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the NCAA football segment. We're gonna take let me take 30 seconds. Let me refill my beer, and then we'll be back for Victory Monday. Victory Monday NFL segment. My Atlanta Falcons got it done against a team that we were supposed to beat. And if you're a Falcons fan, you know that a lot of times we don't beat the teams we're supposed to beat. So
I think they've been looking at us like, they think they're supposed to beat us.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all go get a beverage. You don't got to go to work tomorrow or you don't got to try. Either way, go get your beverage. If that's not your vice, get your little cigar, whatever you put in it, you put in it. You know what I mean? Or get your little candy, whatever you need to do to get relaxed and mellow. Have fun. We'll be right back in 2-3 minutes. I promise. Won't be gone long. Y'all stay tuned.
Right back.
Until next time.
What should they do? Like, follow, subscribe. Thank you, my friend. We here for it.